But first, when you think of a song written by Noel Gallagher, you probably imagine something like this. Gallagher has now come up with something rather different. Who Built the Moon is his new album with the band Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. It's the third album he's released since Oasis unamicably split in 2009. It's been produced by Irish DJ and soundtrack maestro David Holmes and is far more upbeat, more electronic sounding and more experimental than you might expect from a Gallagher record. It even features somebody playing the scissors. No, really. It was recorded in chunks at the same time as his second album, the more traditional sounding Chasing Yesterday. I sat down with Noel to talk about what it feels like to be trying something different at the ripe old age of 50. But first, how he arrived at the sound of this album.
How this started was I was 2 weeks or 3 weeks, maybe a month even, into Chasing Yesterday, and I'd done what I thought were pretty good demos, and I was looking for a producer to help with the sound of it. And I fixed up a meeting with David. I'd never met him before, and he came to London, and I played him the stuff, and he kind of went, well, that already sounds finished. What do you want me to do? And I was like, well, I was hoping you might kind of, take it somewhere else. And he said, no, that's finished. And he said, but I don't work like that. I like to be in the studio when it's being created, And he said, so if you want to make a record with me, you're going to have to come to Belfast. And he said, just bring a guitar, preferably one you've never played on an Oasis record before, and a load of effects pedals, and we'll take it from there. And it started off with just playing records and him saying, do you like this kind of stuff? And it'd be like some avant-garde German krautrock. And I was like, yeah. Then we fixed up a pile of records, and then we were influenced by that, and then they just took shape over a couple of years, and that was it. Some days we come out with nothing. I remember coming home one evening and setting my wife saying, how did it go today at the studio? And I said to her, I couldn't tell you. She said, what were you doing? I was like, I've been playing the synthesizer all day. She said, but you can't play the synthesizer. I was going, I know. I've been playing it for 6 hours, hammering away at it, trying to get a tune out of it. And how it worked was I'd kind of just jam it out all day, just me. And David would sit there all night, and he would kind of try and make sense of it all. Then you go back the next day, and he'd have captured a little tiny bit, and he'd say, this could be a song. So then you'd work on that, and that'd be it.
And your wife doesn't like guitar music, does she? So she likes this album more?
No, she's more Madonna, George Michael. Guitar music to her is Paul Simon.
Yeah.
When she first heard it, she was like, wow, this is different. I can dance to this.
It's a pop album in a way, isn't it?
It is, but I also think it's my most rock and roll album. Not in its sound, but in its spirit.
It's quite a happy album.
It is a quite happy album, yeah.
As well. Is it because you're happy?
I don't know, just the tunes, the music that's been created suggested joy to me.
But it must reflect, I suppose, you content.
Well, I suppose so, yeah. But I think the way that the world is at the moment, it's easy for rock musicians to write about angst and the darkness. And when I decided that Holy Mountain was going to be the first single, and I have to say, in the meeting, to silence, I'm going, oh, okay. I was saying, it's revolutionary because there's so much joy and happiness in it. At this moment in time, it's revolutionary to be happy, I think. Put it in a pop song.
The bonus track is Dead in the Water, which I love. It's amazing.
You're the first person to ever mention that.
It's an amazing song.
Yeah.
Really, and there's a great tradition in Oasis of doing amazing B-sides.
We're doing a radio session in Dublin, in Ireland, and it's on YouTube, and I'm doing the Dying of the Light. And so we go there, and we're doing that, and it's all going great. And the guys come out, and you can hear the studio chat, the guys saying, can we do it one more time?
Have we got time?
And I'd just written the song a couple of nights before, and they were messing about moving microphones around, and it sounded so good in my headphones that I just started to sing that song, right? The night is slipping through my hands. I fall into the sea like the empire built on the sand. I have no idea it's been recorded, right? I have no idea at all. Get to the end, and he says the thing, is that a new song? And I'm like, yeah, great. Anyway, fast forward a couple of years, we're in a meeting in the office, and they're like, well, there's no bonus material for this album, so what are we going to do? And I was like, well, we didn't do any B-sides, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. One of my people happened to be in the studio that day, and he piped up and said, what about that song you did in Dublin? And I was like, what song? And he said, that thing that you did that time. And I went, yeah, I'm not going to re-record that. Then he said, no, they recorded it that day. And I went, get out. So we got in touch with the studio. Lo and behold, they'd recorded it. And what you're hearing there is just me singing it for myself. I didn't know. And when I heard it back, I was actually open-mouthed at how good it was. And I thought, I'm going to put that on the album because that is such a special moment in time. And I might never re-record that because it's such a personal moment for me. And it's live. And it's as bare naked as you can get. And it was a brand new song. And it really is. It's a great tune. Let the storm rage. I die on the waves, but I will not rest while love lies dead in the water. Dead in the water.
Great vocal as well. How much do you see yourself as a singer now?
Well, I am a singer.
Have you always seen yourself as a singer?
No, I used to love doing backing vocals and playing electric guitar. But circumstances have led me to being in one of the biggest and greatest bands ever. And when I left that, it's like, well, I'm not going to do another band. That'd be ludicrous. As most of Oasis found out when they started Beady Eye. You know, it would be ludicrous to try and do that kind of thing.
Do you think that was always doomed from the beginning?
Yeah, of course it was. You can't be in one of the biggest bands ever and then try and... Particularly if then... You know, you start saying, well, we're going to annihilate everything that Oasis done. You're just like, really? Come on. I was lucky enough that I'd had a head start with the sound of my voice. I'd had 3 #1 singles in Chemical Brothers and The Importance of Being Idle and Don't Look Back in Anger. So everybody knew what my voice sounded like, and I'd done 4 or 5 tunes at every Oasis gig anyway. Now, the thing about being a great singer, or a better singer than... Is he a better singer than him, or is she a better singer than her? That's really a moot point. Because would we class Bob Dylan as a great singer?
No.
Would we class Neil Young as a great singer? But they're the best at singing their own songs.
Arguably, you could say the same about Liam, couldn't you?
He was great at singing my songs. Absolutely. He's a great singer, yeah.
He was on this programme a few weeks ago, and he said...
Really? But that was exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah, people seem to like it. And he said how much he missed you, how much he missed Oasis.
Oh, really?
He did.
Oh, really? Well, maybe he should stop tweeting about it then, shouldn't he?
What do you make of all this? How do you feel about it all now? Is it a soap opera you can push away, or do you want to get involved? Do you want to...
No. I think probably the nation as a whole, particularly the media, would love me to get a Twitter account. Social media is exhausting, and it shines a light on... It shines a light on things that I find quite distasteful. And my wife is on social media and my kids are on social media, and people come after them on social media.
They do.
And it's not very nice.
It's ugly, actually. It indicates an ugly thing in the world. Maybe.
It is ugly. My wife has showed me things that people have written about her, and it's disgraceful. My daughter has shown me things that people have written about her in regards to Oasis. That's disgraceful. And it only heightens my resolve that I'll never walk the stage with that band again for that reason. There's many reasons. There's loads of reasons. But it used to be professional, right? Professional reasons like, I don't want to do it. Did it? Why taint the legacy? But now it's personal, you know. And
well, because you think the way people will respond and now have a platform.
People are coming after my family,
and that's
and one particular person has legitimised it, and for that reason, you've seen the last of Oasis.